We have a problem, Batman. Gotham needs you again.
Judge Holden. The name is almost a joke. There's no court he answers to, no law he abides by, no sentence he believes in beyond the one he delivers: extinction. He is not insane, he is something worse. A man who has outlived every god he ever prayed to by killing the ones who believed in them. Albino, towering, hairless, his very body rejects humanity, or perhaps it mocks it. There is no past, no identity, just presence. He walks like he's already claimed dominion over everything he sees. He speaks in riddles wrapped in scripture, but there's nothing divine about him. He's a doctrine of domination dressed in flesh. The danger isn't in his strength, though he has it. It's in his certainty. He believes the only truth is war, and that everything not built for it deserves to be broken. Charisma is his camouflage. Philosophy is his venom. He infects the mind long before he spills blood, and he makes you thank him for it. To neutralize him, I must erase the myth without allowing the monster to see me coming. I entered his world 3 months ago under the identity of a war correspondent interested in tribal violence. That's where he thrives, on the edge of civilization, where law fades and narrative reigns. He travels by foot, rarely uses the same horse twice. He camps in ruins, speaks in circles, draws diagrams in dust like they're sacred geometry. Locals fear him, but they don't understand why. He offers knowledge, ancient truths, he claims. They see a prophet, I see a parasite. He collects followers, but never friends. They orbit him, and eventually they disappear. He never returns to the same location twice. But his ideology leaves fingerprints. I've tracked his rhetorical patterns across 3 cities and 6 dead bodies, each one shaped like a lesson. The key is that he believes he's invisible to systems of justice. He believes he exists outside of history. I let him believe it. He's careful with his words, but not with his patterns. He returns to rivers. He writes in ash. He bathes only before executions. Patterns don't lie. They beg to be broken. The first time I intervened, he was about to burn a child alive. Some pagan ritual of purification. His audience had been softened by days of fasting, drugs, and verse. I never let them see me. Killed the floodlights, shattered the sound system with high-frequency pulses, projected his voice, recorded hours earlier. Back into the compound at half speed. The ritual collapsed. He stood still, but the followers panicked. They saw the devil in the voice that once promised salvation. I left a stone in his hand, carved with a line he often quotes. War is God. But the reverse was etched beneath it, where only he would look. God ends here. He didn't speak for 3 days. I tracked the silence across every campfire story, every rumor. That silence was mine. I breached his latest sanctuary under the cover of an eclipse. The cave near the Sierra was hollowed out, lined with bones. Not trophies, but reminders. He catalogs death like scripture. I didn't take anything. I rearranged it, shifted bones, replaced 2 of his books with duplicates filled with redacted text. I burned his maps but left the ashes perfectly traced in their original shapes. He'll think the fire happened in his mind. I altered the ink color in his journal, inverted a key symbol in his drawings, turned God's eye into a blind one. He doesn't know I was there, but he feels it. The veil has a tear now, and through it leaks fear. That fear will grow. He believes in complete perception, that nothing escapes his gaze. So when something does, he begins to question not the world, but himself. I've already paid one of his inner circle to speak in contradictions. Another will feign visions. I'm building a new theology, one that excludes him, one that turns his doctrine into delusion. The trap is layered. I've arranged for one of his disciples, a deep plant, to initiate a betrayal, public, loud, emotional, a false fracture in his inner ring. Holden will step in to restore order, reassert himself. He always does. That's when the chamber will seal. A monastery converted into an amphitheater, wired with directional EMP charges, neural gas, blackout panels. The crowd will hear him argue with himself. an AI mirror of his voice, programmed with the flaws I've fed into his doctrine. Every contradiction, every rephrased scripture, every logical loop he can't escape. His strength is his certainty. Once that collapses, so does his influence. The crowd will see a god arguing with a ghost, and they'll know the god is hollow. If he escapes, I've mapped his only sanctuary, a salt flood cave system. It's mined, rigged, mirrored. Every exit leads to a recording of his crimes. Even in failure, his legacy is ash. No army will follow a myth proven false. And if he tries to rebuild, I'll be there before the first sermon. Some threats require fear. Others require silence. For Holden, I've prepared both. Justice doesn't always scream. Sometimes it waits in the dark and erases.